In the book of John, the first chapter, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." What is John talking about? And how does this connect to the Advent or to Christmas? Well, it begins to be more clear as we read down through the chapter. It says that this Word, it acts like a person, that everything that has been created was created by the Word. And without him, nothing has been created that is created. But still, it's a little bit confusing. The Word was with God, but the Word was God. So the Word is God? Is it a human? Is it a being of some type? It becomes more clear as we continue reading. It says that the Word became a human and lived among us. The Word, which is God, became a human being and lived among us. That's what Jesus did. Jesus became a human being and he lived among us. And this is the point of how John begins his gospel. And he uses this language, the Word, to connect with his audiences. Jesus shows up in the middle of a transition. He is a Hebrew, a Jewish boy who learns the Jewish and Hebrew scripture. But he also lives in a time of Greek thought and communication. And most of the New Testament is written in the Greek language. And so John employs the idea of the Word to connect with both audiences. The Jewish audience would know the Word as God personified, God's action on earth. We find this in the Old Testament book of the Psalms. In Psalms 33, verse 6, it says, "By the word of the Lord, the heavens were made." That's just what John said. Everything was made by the Word. In Psalm 107, it says that God healed and delivered those who were crying out to him by sending his Word. God active and personified and involved in his creation. The Word also meant to Greek thinkers that thing, the power, the influence, whatever the theory was, the Word was the thing that created the world and that mediated between human beings and this material world and God. And John connects both of these ideas, the active working of God on earth and the mediation, and he applies them to Jesus. Jesus came to this world as the active person, agent of God. In fact, he was God himself on earth. And he filled the gap between human beings and an infinite, unimaginable God. Jesus is the Word.